Sometimes you have those days where you want to have something that's healthy, delicious, and satisfying, but you really don't want to spend more than 15 or 20 minutes in the kitchen. Today, we're going to be making eggs in hell. I've heard these called eggs in purgatory, but basically what it is eggs that are poached in a spicy tomato sauce. So we're going to start off with about a teaspoon of olive oil, and we're going to put that in a pretty big saute pan, and we're going to turn the pan on low heat. We're going to take 2 garlic cloves, and I'm using 1/4 of a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. You can obviously increase or decrease the red pepper flakes that you're using based on your personal preferences and how hot you would like the dish. We're going to add that to the pan and begin to saute the garlic and the red pepper flakes. To that, we're going to add about 1/2 of a shallot that has been finely chopped. One of my favorite things about this dish is that it's not only healthy and delicious, but it can be made for as many or as few people as you want. It's a great dish if you're cooking for one. After the shallots and garlic and red pepper flakes have cooked for about 2 to 3 minutes and just begun to soften, we are going to add in some crushed tomatoes. The crushed tomatoes should totally cover the bottom of your saute pan, since this will be the liquid that you will be using to poach your eggs. One of the great things about this dish is that you could add in any flavorings that you like. Today I had some leftover sauteed spinach in my fridge, so I'm going to add that to my tomatoes. If you are using leftover spinach, please make sure that you wring out as much of the spinach liquid as possible before adding it into the pan, and we're going to add in some freshly chopped basil. I'm going to add in some freshly cracked sea salt and some freshly ground black pepper. At this point, I'm going to cover the sauce and let the flavors mingle for about 5 minutes. So our spicy tomato mixture has been cooking and flavors have been simmering for about 5 minutes. As you can see, it's totally covering the bottom of my pan so that when I crack the eggs in, they will poach in the tomato liquid. Very quickly, I would just like to talk about eggs. Over the last couple of years, eggs have gotten some mixed reviews, particularly the yolk. The question is to eat or not to eat the yolk. As someone who loves a runny yolk, I'm very happy to report that research has shown that eating 1 yolk a day is perfectly healthy. And considering that all of the vitamin D, 3 of the 7 grams of protein, as well as most of the calcium and folate, and all of the omega-3 fatty acids are located inside of the egg yolk, go ahead and eat an egg yolk without feeling guilty. So we're going to take my egg yolks over to the saute pan, and we're just going to crack the egg directly into the sauce. You're going to want to spread out each of the eggs in the saute pan, giving them plenty of room. You're going to want to cook these eggs until the white is set and cooked through and the yolk remains nice and runny. Okay, all of my eggs are in the pan. I'm very quickly going to wash my hands with some soap and water. Now what I'm going to do is turn up the flame just a little bit to a medium-high heat, and I'm going to cover the pan. You should leave the pan covered at this medium-high heat for about 4 minutes to check and make sure that the egg whites have set. If it needs an additional minute, that's fine. It totally depends on your stovetop and how high the flame is. Once the egg white is set and the yolk is runny, you're going to immediately remove this pan from the heat and let it sit for an additional 2 minutes just to kind of set up and firm. My eggs are looking good. They probably just need to cook for about another minute. The great thing about this dish, in addition to how quick, easy, and healthy it is that you could add whatever you want to it. Today I happen to use spinach, but I've used artichokes. You can use any of your favorite vegetables. If you would like to add some additional protein, you could crumble in some chicken sausage. You could even put in some feta. Run wild with the flavor combinations. Anything would be absolutely delicious. So as you can see, the egg whites have begun to set. So I am going to remove the pan from the heat and let them sit aside for just about another 2 minutes. I'm going to top each egg with just a crack of fresh sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. You could have this dish for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You can serve it alongside your favorite crusty multigrain bread. You could have it with your favorite grain like wheat berries or farro. Or today, since I have some leftover pasta with tomato sauce, I'm going to serve it over pasta. You let the runny yolks go all throughout the pasta. I'm telling you, it may not be traditional, it's delicious. Just be very careful when you're serving the dish so that you don't break the yolks before you serve. So I have my plate of pasta right here, and very carefully I'm going to go underneath one of the eggs, taking some of the sauce with me, putting it right on top of the pasta like this, getting some extra sauce around to get some of the spiciness that we put into this sauce. And here we go. Eggs in hell. A wonderful, delicious, satisfying dish. Please enjoy.